Guys, Jared here, and I'm going to do a review of the Three Stooges appearance on the Ed Wynn Show, which is on this DVD. So this episode of the Ed Wynn Show is one that guest stars Helen Forrest and also the Three Stooges, but I think this episode is mostly remembered for the Three Stooges over Helen Forrest. And yeah, I have to say, I'm a huge Three Stooges fan, so I've seen a lot of their stuff. This is the only episode of the Ed Wynn Show that I've seen. I've seen Ed Wynn himself before. I've seen him in Mary Poppins, and I've heard his voice as the Mad Hatter in the Disney animated Alice in Wonderland. But I've never seen the Ed Wynn Show apart from this episode, and I have to say this episode was highly entertaining. I mean, I will have to say, Helen Forrest, she was quite good as well, but mainly the Three Stooges were the ones who stole the show. They play basically CBS executives in this, who are basically come and intervene and basically ruin Ed Wynn's show, and he gets really annoyed with them. And I really liked the gag where basically he's trying to drop the sandbags on the Stooges' heads while they're singing. And I think they actually borrowed that gag from the Three Stooges' first ever film, Soup to Nuts, with Ted Healy. So yeah, I find that quite interesting. And I will say, one thing that is definitely dated about this is how much they advertise cigarettes. Yeah, because they were sponsored. This episode was sponsored by a cigarette company called Camel cigarettes. And basically the entire episode they keep promoting Camel cigarettes, which was quite annoying, but obviously they didn't know much better back then. Back then they thought smoking was good for you or whatever. But I did like the scene where Ed Wynn was working at the shop, and he had all the cigarettes stacked up, and basically he had to get one piece of it out of the stack without it falling over, for a customer. That scene I really liked. And I liked a lot of the wordplay in this, which the Three Stooges were known for as well. There's a scene where, because basically the Three Stooges are playing CBS executives, there's a scene where Moe is sawing the scenery, and he says, this is the worst scene I ever saw, and then Ed Wynn says, and that's the worst saw I've ever seen. I will say, Ed Wynn is highly entertaining in this. The Three Stooges are great as always. Of course, when this was made, it was Moe, Shemp, and Larry. This was 1950. They did this. The Three Stooges are great as always, and as I said, I've only seen Ed Wynn in Mary Poppins and also as the voice in Alice in Wonderland. But Ed Wynn was a really entertaining host in this show, I thought. And I really liked the songs and stuff, like when he's trying to drop the sandbag on their heads. The song, when you wore a tulip and I wore a big red rose, that whole song was a lot of fun. It was nice to listen to, and the scene of dropping it on their heads was fun as well. And I liked the bit at the end where Ed Wynn says, any similarities between the Three Stooges and the real CBS executives is definitely malicious. I like that a lot. I have to say that this is definitely worth guessing if you're a Stooges fan. Highly entertaining, and I will say this was 1950, and I think when they got into the 50s they sort of went downhill a bit. I mean, I love Shemp in the 40s shorts that he did, but when you get into the 50s they weren't so great. And when he died, he was replaced by Joe Besser, and the Joe Besser shorts weren't too great. And I actually haven't seen any of the Curly Joe movies, the Joe Dorito movies, and this actually has the trailers for the Curly Joe movies on here. So at some point maybe I could try and buy those films, the Curly Joe movies, and I'll probably review them as well. But yes, I thought their appearance on the Ed Wynn Show was highly entertaining. The Stooges themselves were great. Ed Wynn I thought was a great host as well. I guess Helen Forrest was good, but she didn't steal the show like this Three Stooges and Ed Wynn I thought really stole the show. So yeah, definitely worth checking out, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.